The aftermath of loving a narcissist. Loving a narcissist can be one of the most endangering risks that any man could embark upon in this life, because so far as they are concerned, they were never in love with you in the first place. So whatever happens throughout you being together with a narcissist does not even mean a thing to him or her. People fall in love, and trust is the major drug that keeps the fuel of a relationship burning bright. Once that trust is broken, you can decide to keep fighting and cuddling and crying and shanking each other in the most intimate wounds, but you see that trust, it can never be there again. It therefore hurts the most when you give your heart to someone that does not even care. You begin to wonder what happened to your partner that they are not able to feel consistently happy with anyone, not even with you who is their partner. It can also happen that you go into a relationship with someone and the person acts up so tightly with you that you also begin to wonder what must have happened to such a person in the past. You wonder if it's a result from a past relationship or trauma from childhood. Most people that have gone into relationships with narcissists always end up being broken to the point that they might find it very difficult to heal the wounds and get their lives back together and move on. They are always unhappy with everyone and even themselves, always having the feeling that anyone that comes to them in the name of a relationship is going to do the same thing to them again and again. The narcissist on his part are also victims of another narcissist action. They for sure were not always like that, but because of what someone must have done to them, they have become the monsters that they are now, tearing the hearts of innocents apart, feasting on the juicy vulnerabilities their victims, entrusted to them, spread their entrails around town, and then blame their victims for the carnal mess left behind. And even with all these things that they do, they still carry the innocent faces like they've done nothing wrong. Well, I don't blame the narcissist, because this is something they must have practiced for years and have become a professional in the game. Because to him, it's all a game. They have nothing like love in their dictionary. All they are after is getting more victims for their easy manipulations. And once they begin to notice any difficulty with a particular victim, to them, that is a sign for them to hit the road. Which by this time, the victim must have fallen head over heels in love with the narcissist. The funny part of the whole scenario is that some of the people that end up in this mess with a narcissist have always seen the signs from a long time ago, and must have also been warned by their friends and family. But they never believed. They always believed that with time and constant communication that everything will fall into place. They felt that if they were good enough, supportive enough if they were to cut ties with the friends the narcissist despised, not minding how many years of friendship, family, if they were just creative enough, pretty enough, successful enough, sexy enough, the narcissist will eventually begin to love them and treat them right as they rightly deserve, because they believe that doing all those things, they might earn a place in their hearts, and also prove that they truly love and value the narcissist. But little did they know that doing all those things only created an avenue for them to be lonely and thus feel the blow that will eventually come later very heavily. You could never impress the narcissist because once you happen to master a particular thing that he or she has been complaining about that you lacked, the rules of the game changes immediately. They look for another fault against you. They will never allow for a leveled playing ground in the relationship and will always make sure that you are still feeling less of yourself. The narcissist is addicted to the feeling of being in control, luring someone in, parading them around for their image, devouring them whole, and then eventually spitting them out. They feel this is a cruel punishment that people who fall in love with them deserve for being weak enough to love them. And should any of the victims have enough self-esteem after months of indirect abuse to still have their own opinions, questions the actions of the narcissist, and enough energy to express themselves and their needs, the narcissist makes their life a living hell for them. It would have been easier to endure the indirect abuses than get the beast angry publicly, because that is when the victim gets to realize that he or she was never loved by the narcissist, because she, the victim, will be made to face so much cruel, petty, and vengeful retaliation that it will turn every belief she has held about humanity and kindness and intimacy on its head. Insult campaigns based on the most sweetly intimate secrets the victim entrusted to the narcissist are in no way off limits. They, the narcissist, will create distorted versions about their victim and laugh about with their friends and family for maximum discrediting and humiliation. Over-the-top character assassinations, screaming obscenities in rooms full of people, lies, and exaggerations told to turn the victim's closest friends against the victim, and public shunning are a preferred form of torture, and eventually, she will face them all. Then, once she has suffered enough, they will always come back. They will always come back pretending as if nothing happened. They will even act as if they have changed. And when they have gotten you back in their trap again, they start all over. The abuse from the narcissist does not happen suddenly. It takes time. It is devious. It creeps in slowly until the victim is unable to recognize his or herself anymore. It is the epitome of domestic violence. It can be seen as a slow, dehumanizing, decisive soul rape. They install a mental filter in the heads of their victims and begin to manage their expectations down one after the other, and before the victim knows it, everything they do, say, or think goes through this filter. The wants and desires of the victim are brushed aside so often that eventually they let go because expressing their needs will only lead to pain. Recovering from this abuse is terrible, non-linear, and at times feels never-ending. But with consistency and the right people by your side, you can. So what's your opinion about this? I hope you enjoyed watching this cool video, and if you have something on your mind, don't hesitate to share your thoughts and experience in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive constant notifications. Thanks for watching.